Welcome back to Inter's Racing League. We're coming to you on this fine Sunday afternoon with some Tier 1 action live from the Autodromo, whatever it's called, Carlos Pace, I think. I don't have any notes today, but someone who might is my co-commentator, Barosif. How are you feeling, mate?
Ashton, yeah, mate, doing real good. It's the Autodromo Interlagos in Brazil. So, yeah, fairly simple name there, but glad to be here for Tier 1. These boys obviously put on a show every weekend, and there's little doubt that they're going to put it on here again this afternoon. So, waiting on a few drivers to join late, but otherwise we should have a full grid here today.
Yeah, it will be wonderful to see. In Tier 2 and Tier 3, we saw some extremely tight qualifying with, I believe, 18 drivers in both tiers being within 1 second. The only driver we are currently waiting for is...
Well, yeah, it looks like
Fury in the Ferrari.
Yeah, that might be a late change. I'm just chasing up on that one now, but yeah, you keep going with that.
But apart from that, our reserves today, we've got Toddy in the McLaren. We have Claps in the Red Bull and Broke Vegan in that green Aston Martin. We'll have to see who's first out on track. But obviously, with the short circuit and 18 minutes of qualifying, it is not hard to get upwards of 3 laps in around here. You can easily just churn out those laps pretty easily. So the strategy around here is very varied. You can go soft, medium, medium hard, or any of those strategies reverse. Technically you can also go soft hard, but that's probably not that alley most of these drivers will go up. The softs I find last around 10 laps, the mediums around 20, and the hards 35 plus. Someone who's just joined the party, unfortunately, is the Ferrari team principal, the Battlecat 66. Hello.
Hey boys, how we doing? I think Meowsy's just pulled into his driveway, so he's gonna be jumping in pretty soon. But I think one of the Ferraris has been taken, so we'll get Meowsy to jump in whatever car's free, and then I'll just fix up the standings after that. So just wanted to let you know.
Yep, but also we do have Finns joining late. So I don't think Fury should actually be in the lobby. If Finns is still joining, which he confirmed with me, and Meowsy is too, I don't think Fury should be in. Yeah, yep. I'll just see if Fury can exit, so I'll text him.
Well, it's going to be too... Don't know if you can take control of the car if someone's...
Yeah. Alright, so we'll keep going for now. If I confirm with Finns that he'll be in...
Yeah, I'll message him as well and check.
Reset.
Yeah.
Okay.
In other news, however, it does appear that Farmer Sam's on an Inter's lap, but it does seem like Chill Pill will be the first driver to cross the line on a dry compounder tyres. The Green Machine, the Snot Dyson, as it's been nicknamed by various people in this community. I believe it was one of the VSC boys that came up with the Snot Dyson one. But Chill Pill currently in the Sauber, getting a little tow from that Red Bull going into turn 4, looking to maximise the track width as you do in Tier 1, as is expected from all 19 of these drivers currently in the lobby. But Chill Pill, that Ferrari did get quite close to impeding him, but he has managed to continue looking to ride that curb through towards the hairpin. I believe the real name for it is the Portuguese translation of duckbill or something of the sort. But Chill Pill has navigated said corner quite well. Now coming up to Timo Glock corner, Farmer Sam, a 1:10.697, obviously on Inter's, not a competitive time. Chill Pill will be the benchmark for these drivers to chase after for now. It is a 107.905. Let's see who else we have on a lap. Sawsity on a lap heading into turn 4. Aussie 2K Goat slightly ahead of him. Josh Rizocklin also heading on that straight down to turn 4, but it's Toddy in the McLaren is currently coming towards the line, heading towards the final corner. DRS open, 40% battery left. He is not using it, possibly going back-to-back push, but a 108.998 for its toddy. Websy starting his lap. We do have Aiden Riziums in that Haas coming to the line. He did invalidate, and then I believe that's Broke Vegan on intermediates starting his lap. A Mercedes of Aussie 2 Go crosses the line. I couldn't catch him in time. P2 for him with a 108 flat exact. Let's have a look at what Josh Rizocklin can do. Passing the pit entry, heading towards the line. No battery left, 107.720. He takes provisional pole with 13 minutes left to go in this qualifying session.
Yeah, we're going to have to call a red flag and restart this one, unfortunately, Ashton.
Alrighty. So are we just going to get everyone to retire?
Yes, I believe. Yeah, if we remain in lobby, we should be able to have Fury just exit and be on standby, and then get the other drivers in. So I've put that in chat, so yeah, we should be able to get this up and running rather quickly.
Okay, that is better. My mic did have a bit of a spasm attack, which is great to see. But in case you did not hear what was said earlier, a red flag. So yeah. The best part is, however, we get to see the chaos that unfolds at the start of this race.
So what was the best time there, Ash?
It was a 107 flat by Websy.
Ooh. All right, so that's the benchmark we can go from.
If my pole is slower than a 107.016, it'll be interesting. I think we'll see a certain McLaren driver complaining in chat if he doesn't get pole position and it's slower than that banker.
That's correct.
Although won't have too much difficulty just getting in the drivers in the correct seats. Get this race underway. After it's been a pretty good start of the weekend, you've got to say. Tier 3 race was pretty entertaining. as it normally is, standout season. But so we've still got the
This is
boys having fun there. Oh wow!
oh, Jesus Christ!
They do it well, don't they? They get an opportunity. Yeah.
That better not be the
saying,
actual start, eh?
I
honestly reckon called it with Cam. Look, Farmer Sam's starting to be a bit of a terrorist here. Let's see. Oh, everyone's gone. Okay.
Had a little incident Friday night in Tier 3 on turn 1. I think you may have been a part of that.
Oh, nah, bro. I qualified
IRL
P19.
Aussie.
Yeah, Aussie did cause that.
Yeah, there was a bit of a concertina. A few of us got a bit caught up in it. So, did you get away with no damage at that one?
I did, because I qualified... Oh, it was a red flag. Do we have red flags on?
We do.
I never knew that.
Well, no. I mean, Apollo must have set it for this race. Yeah.
Should probably get him to turn that off.
Yeah. I'll just text him. And then, yeah, obviously we had the Tier 2 race yesterday with Battle Cat battling right to the end there. As usual, he's had a really good season, the team principal for Ferrari, and obviously wants to see Meowsy in Tier 1, get the Tier 1 chip. 5 races to go. He's got to get past Websy, though, which is not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's going to be quite difficult. It's going to be a very interesting battle throughout the end of the season. No more Enduros, no more sprints, anything like... Oh, we do have a sprint second last round at Qatar, but there's no more Enduros. We have 5 races left, including this one: Sao Paulo, Miami, Montreal, Lusail, which is a sprint, and Abu Dhabi, rounding out the Tier 1 calendar on the 8th of December, so make sure to tune into that. I believe Meowsy is actually missing that race, so he will need to build up a bit of a buffer.
Yeah, he will. Let's just have a look while I'm... Yeah, so Meowsy, he's 5 points in front at the moment of Websy. And Yusuf in P3 has done a really good job late in the season catching up. He's on 199 points, so he's 88 off the lead. 88 off Websy, and he's 93 off the lead. And Aiden's in P4 for Haas in his debut season as well. Inters, he's done a great job. Finn's as well in P5 for Williams. You can't discount his season. He was leading for quite a bit, going back and forth with Websy at the start of the season. Just so many quality drivers, so it's been really entertaining.
Yeah, it has been an epic championship battle all throughout Inters. Obviously in the overalls, Racing Bulls versus Ferrari. In the Tier 1 standings, you've got Websy versus Ferrari versus VCarb. Tier 2, you have that the Battle Cat obviously winning the championship by a bit there. I believe the letter P is over 100 points behind, but the Constructors' battle in Tier 2 is very tight. Haas and Ferrari 7 points apart before Interlagos. I'm not sure how things were affected yesterday. And Tier 3, it's a very fierce drivers battle at the moment. A lot of a VCarb driver, an Alpine driver, Ferrari driver, Mercedes driver, all in there, all battling for the driver's chip.
Yep, I can actually hear letter P yelling at the screen right now. He's only 45 points behind Battlecat. I think it's going to be a bit more after yesterday's race. I think he finished about P5, the letter P, and the Battlecat was P2, I believe. But yeah, so he's not that far behind, but it's going to take a little bit to run down the Battlecat because he's just in super form.
Yeah, got his first Inters race win this season at Japan. I had the pleasure of commentating that race. I made sure to hog the entire final lap, so I did get to call him crossing the line. but he obviously has picked up a couple more race wins this season. Obviously, the curse is now over for the Ferrari team principal, but obviously, Tier 2 doesn't matter at the moment. It is all about the Tier 1 action. That is going to start in 12, 11, 10 seconds. Still waiting on Finns. I'm not sure if he'll actually get in the lobby. Maybe we'll need Fury after all, but...
should be able to... No. Finn's definitely confirmed. So he has an invite when he gets on. That's confirmed from Apollo. So, yeah. Either way, I've still got Fury for an invite if needs be. But we thank Fury for being on standby today.
Yeah, I'm obviously a little bit of a mess in that first qualifying session. Not Fury's fault. No, probably the fault of a couple of boys who were spamming the chat. I was 100% not one of them. I can confirm.
I had a bit of PTSD from a few seasons ago in Tier 1 chat. Reading all that. The boys like to have a bit of fun in there. It's pretty much the only chat that just runs away with itself as a Tier 1 chat, but today was definitely on another level. But anyway, try and contain that.
Yeah, but we don't need to worry about the Tier 1 chat for now. We need to worry about the Tier 1 racing that is about to go down on track. We now have the right drivers in the right cars, but Meowsy Gaming, McJammy Dodge, as he's also known on PlayStation, now has a full 18 minutes to set his lap. Before, he probably would have only had 3 to get his setup in and get acclimatized to the track a little bit. But thankfully, if you're a Ferrari driver or the Ferrari TP, or you just have a bone to pick with the Racing Bulls, McJammy will now get the full 18 minutes to set his lap.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Ferrari team pulled a few strings behind the scenes here and probably set this up to happen. They've probably been in talks with Fury, and that was probably the plan all along. So anyway, they've executed that brilliantly. Well done to the boys. Strategy 10 out of 10 before the race even begins.
Yeah, they'll be looking to replicate that in the race, but knowing Ferrari in real life, it probably won't translate over. But
they haven't been doing too badly this season in real life, to be fair.
Yeah, they're better. It's more McLaren now.
Yeah. Anyway, who have we got out on track? It looks like we've got a couple of drivers out there. We've got Broke Vegan in the Aston Martin reserving today. Plenty of people out here at Inters are going to remember Broke Vegan. He was teaming up with Yusuf Goat in the Ferrari last season, I believe, and those two were working together. They were absolutely cooking early on. Ferrari got out to an amazing start, and Broke Vegan, whatever happened during the season, he couldn't commit to racing, and the boys in Ferrari fell apart, you got to say. Yusuf kept going and was chasing the chip all the way to the end. It's good to see Broke Vegan back. Of course, we know he's definitely one of the quickest. Wouldn't be surprised if he finishes on the podium today and qualifies probably, at least in the top 5. But interesting to see how he matches up with Websy again, and of course Meowsy, who, these guys are really in a class of their own, you got to say, Ashton.
Yeah. Do you know if Collapse has done a race here at Inters? Because at least on my end, he is a bit of an unknown.
No, the man in the Red Bull, you're right. It's his first reserve today for Inters Racing League, debut for Claps. Been in talks with him the last couple of days. He was actually meant to reserve yesterday in Tier 2, but couldn't make it. He was a laid out. He was going to reserve for Alpine. I know Buster was looking forward to communicating with him about the race. So Claps, he's in today. He's in the Red Bull, so let's see how he matches up with the Tier 1 boys.
Yeah, as we all know, Red Bull is the best team at Inters Racing League, so we'll have to see if he can live up to that expectation. but Sawsity, fresh off a race ban 2 weeks ago, coming to the line now. What can he do on his somewhat return? A 107.991 for the Haas driver. We now await Aidan Riziums to cross the line. I was trying to catch him. Unfortunately, I did miss out. Sir Joshy starting his lap. Aussie 2K Goat coming to finish his a 51.723 is his second sector split, but he crosses the line a 107.959 for the worst TP at Inter's. GLX Cam just started his lap. I believe we now have Websy coming to the line. No, we don't. It's Toddy. He pulls into the pits. We now have KLX coming to start his lap. Then I believe that's Josh Razoklin, P18, the Alpine driver, now fully past Timo Glock corner, reeling open, coming to the line through the banked final corner, sticking to the left to minimise the distance to the line, a 107.793 for Josh. A little leave of the wheel. He must be happy with that lap time. We now see Websy getting a bit of a toe to start his lap. It obviously would have been better if it had have been at the end of this upcoming lap. But we now have Apollo Pepsi coming towards the line. He was on Intis and he will pit. Sir Joshua is going to go to him next. A 107.202 for the Kick Sauber driver. Joined halfway through the season. An unknown to everyone in the OCE community. Oz F1 was his first league. Then he's come over to Inters. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm never wrong. But Sir Joshi, a 107.202 for the Kick Sauber.
Yeah, it's definitely impressive. We did see Websy post a 107 flat in the first part of this qualifying before we had to restart. So Joshi not far off the pace if Websy's setting 107 flats. Aussie 2K Goat, you've got to say in P4 at the moment, the Mercedes team principal, a 107.9. Impressive from him. He's been, I don't know if struggling is the right word. He's been consistent, but not really getting the desired results this season. Of course, he's a champion at Inters in previous seasons, not in Tier 1, but Aussie 2K Goat, he's a seasoned vet, and it's good to see him up in the top 5.
Yeah, amazing to see everyone's favourite champ rocking about in the top 5. Obviously, we've only had 8 drivers set lap times, so we'll have to see if he can put his balls to the wall and stick in that top 5 for the remainder of this qualifying session. But I believe Broke Vegan starting his lap next. It's a V-carb of AMS Yusuf Goat coming to the line. He's on PC now, formerly was on controller. Coming to the line, a 106.997 for the V-carb driver. A wonderful result for him. Or not a result, but a banker faster than Websy's preliminary time in that first qualifying session. He's coming back round. He's charged up a bit red on fuel though, so I think he will go into the pits. We did have Chill Pill getting a bit of a toe on the outlap. Obviously he's on his outlap, so it doesn't particularly matter. McJeremy Dodge, first lap of the day, P5 for the Ferrari. I believe that is Adam Rizium's out of fuel on the main straight. He's in the pit lane now. Farmer Sam, however, coming to the line. Let me see if I can get to him in time. Oh, just barely not. P9 for him. K5M5 a second off his time. He will not be improving. We now have Broke Vegan setting his first lap back on return. It is a 108.234, a bit off the pace at this stage, but as things stand, we do have 10.5 minutes to set a better time. Checkered flag, outlap for him. Coming through sector 2 now. Yusuf Goat was crossing the line. I took a 50-50 chance, and it turns out it was checkered. Liquid Jake pulling to the right, still got 50%, so he might be going back-to-back push. A 112.258 for him, so he might have done a cooldown lap and is going on another. We now have Chill Pill coming to the line, of 108.222 for him.
Yeah, welcome back to the grid for Chill Pill. He's missed, I believe, 7 races Not sure where he's been, but he's been absent, so it's great to see him back on the grid today. He's normally an Inter's consistent driver every weekend. He has been for the last couple of seasons. He's been fighting up the top. He was Prince's teammate a few seasons ago, and really since then has stamped his authority in the Tier 1 grid. So it's good to see him back in the Sauber P11, as you said, at the moment. But the GOAT's on top of the mountain, 106.997, as you said. Webbsy right behind him with 107 flat, so not much separating those two. And you've got McJamie Dodge, fresh off the plane, with a 107.4, so that's a good banker. Looks like he's actually fighting with the Red Bull there on track at the moment. That was interesting. Not sure who got in whose way there. I believe that was Claps and McJamie Dodge, the Tier 1 overall leader at the moment. So let's have a look. Claps, yeah, McJamie Dodge, I think he was coming into pits. Claps may have been on a lap, not sure.
Speaking of someone on a lap, checkered flag finishing his. Let's see if he can join his teammate up the top. He can, a 107.137, a V-Carb sandwich, a Visa, Cash App, whatever payment method you prefer, sandwich for Webbsy. He'll want to be paying out some revenge, you could say. The V-Carb drivers getting the better of him a couple races this year. Let's see who's on a lap now. We do have the Sauber of Chilpill coming through the second sector. Sir Joshy starting his lap. We have GLX Cam starting his lap. Sawsity starting his lap. So it's Liquid Jake also a bit down, 1.2 seconds down. I believe he'll be coming into the pit lane. At the end of this lap, he did indeed. Aussie 2K Garrett and KLX both starting their lap. A little bit of downtime. They'll go back to the man we were just talking about 2 minutes ago. Chilpill currently passing that pit lane, sticking to the left to minimise the amount of time it takes him to get to the line. A 1/10 improvement for the Sauber driver. However, it keeps him stationary in unlucky P13. We now have Webbsy starting his lap. Claps in the Red Bull, his first ever Inters Racing League race. He was supposed to reserve Tier 2, so we'll have to see how he fares in Tier 1. It's a 1 second improvement for him, but it's still a 113.884. So obviously a couple mistakes for him sometime in this lap. Sir Joshy just improved by a 10th, displacing checkered flag out of P4, a purple final sector for him according to that track map.
Yep, no doubt about it. So yeah, Claps struggling a little bit out there. Let's see if he can improve on that time. Otherwise, you think that struggle may continue today out in the Tier 1 grid. As you said, Sawsity, a 107.8. Of course, last weekend, Sawsity had a really good weekend, P5. I think his best result for the season. So he's got a little bit of form going after, you mentioned earlier, that race ban that he had. Gets out of the way there of the Aston Martin coming through. So yeah, let's see if he can build on that in Brazil today. Sawsity, of course, in the Haas, and Aiden, his teammate, in P5. Aiden, it's his debut season as well, of course. He replaced Frosty in that seat at Haas early on. Frosty was the number one pick at Inters at the start of the season, and unfortunately couldn't keep racing. So Aiden's done a really good job replacing him, sitting P4 in the overalls, 166 points, and looking to just keep stacking those points up.
Yeah, Webbsy on a lap now. I'm going to ride on board with him just to see the prowess of this McLaren. I believe he has 90% of McLaren's points in the Tier 1 Constructors' Championship, about half of their overall points. Now coming up to the final hairpin of the lap 2 here at Interlagos. A flat out downhill, slightly cambered left-handed up to Glock going slowly corner. Ace that. He now needs a good exit, running low on fuel, but that won't bother him. He'll just want to finish out this lap using ERS, coming towards the DRS line. His rear wing is now open, coming towards the line. He boxes.
Ooh.
Bit of an anti-climax there.
Yeah, so obviously not happy with something, and he's coming in. He's got enough time to sort his car out and then come back out and try and clinch that pole, which, look, I mean, if you get off to a decent start, P2 is not too bad here, you got to say.
Yeah, Interlagos obviously with that massive front straight and a chance to get right back at the second one coming down towards turn 4. Broke Vegan isn't doing that, however. Final corner for him coming towards the line. What can he do on his return to Inters? He was 17 seconds off, so he will go on a lap now. KLX on his. Let's see what he is currently doing. 1.8 seconds off the pace, so it is either Broke Vegan or McJammy Dodge. Broke Vegan has invalidated. So it will be the Ferrari Maestro who we ride with for his hot lap. 60% ERS heading into turn 4, slamming on the brakes, a little bit of trail braking, careful on the throttle not to spin it into that inside wall. It's close, no mistakes allowed on the throttle out of turn 4, otherwise that impact turn 4 and 5, otherwise it impacts your run through turn 6 here and up to turn 7. Difficult to pick a braking point if you're running no line. A little bit of a lock up for Mick Jamie. It might have helped him get the car rotated. Now up into the final hairpin, once again another front right lock up to help him get that car rotated. Now flat out through that downhill left-hander, up the hill a little bit to Glock corner. Now coming out of that corner, he hasn't invalidated, and it's quite difficult to invalidate on this straight, so McJamie Dodge will have set a valid lap time, currently sitting on a 107.417. Fins finally joining 36 minutes after he was supposed to green flag, but McJamie has gone P3. He doesn't have a fuel light on, so I'll assume he'll be able to recharge and gear up for another lap. We now have Claps looking to actually set a decent lap time. Comscurse at its finest immediately invalidates.
Oh, yep, he's going to be absolutely spewing with that one. Let's hope he can just recharge that battery and go again before the session is over. What else have we got going on here? Yeah, as you said, Fins has just joined, so making TMT legend sweat a little bit there. His team principal at Williams. But it's good to see Fins in the lobby, and he should get a chance to at least put a banker down and get himself situated on the grid before the start of the race. Comfortably, hopefully. I've got to say a shout out to P7 at the moment, Farmer Sam in the Aston Martin. Currently sitting P7, I believe, in the overalls at the moment. Really consistent season. It's not easy to, at the end of the season, really finish in the top 10 with the likes of these guys. So his debut season as well, joined late as well. So he's done nothing but just stack really good points up for his team since he's joined Inters.
Yeah, we now have McJamie Dodge looking to get a good run in with the lower fuel. This will be his last push run of qualifying unless he invalidates and decides to back out. But the fuel light has just come on for that Ferrari. This will be his final run. A little bit of grass on the exit of turn 5. He'll have some traffic to negotiate. There could be some impeding penalties dished out if drivers aren't careful. They won't want to get in the Ferrari's way. That Alpine staying nice to the outside just not to impede McJamie as he comes towards that final hairpin, braking at the end of that access road. Now flat out through this left-hander, heading towards Glock corner. That Sauber better get out of the way. He might get a faint tow from the car in front of him, but McJamie Dodge coming towards the line now. What time can he lay down? No ERS left, looking to steal pole. What can the prancing horse do? He prances to the top of the timing sheets. 3 laps on those tyres done, but it does not phase the Ferrari. A 106.909 for McJamie Dodge. Websy now getting close to finishing his lap, going through Glock corner himself. He hasn't invalidated on entry. He hasn't invalidated on exit. It's now once again a run to the line for pole. He's saving a little bit of ERS. DRS enabled. That Haas getting a little bit of a tow. Everyone on laps now except the 2 Williams. Websy, however, cannot take pole off the Ferrari. Aiden can't either. It's now up to Yusuf. He's a 10th up, but is there any other challenges that will come to the line before him? The next bloke will probably be Sir Joshy. There is a Mercedes in front of him, but I don't see them gaining 8/10 to climb to the top. Sir Joshy, he needs a 10th through this final sector. He must have had a bad heel, we're hoping, if you're a Sauber driver, that he had a bad exit last lap, but Sir Joshy looking to do his best. P2 for him, a 106.931. Websy not on a lap, McJamie not on a lap, so it's now down to Yusuf. 2/10 improvement for him. That would give him pole at the moment. Coming towards the line, he's getting a tow from his teammate. Excellent teamwork by the V-Cubs. Coming to the line, it's a 106.75 for Yusuf Goat. As Broseph says, he has done it. Ferrari knocked off their saddle at the top. McJamie will be fuming, but obviously no practice, or well, he probably did have practice, but no warm-up before this. I would not be too mad if you were a Ferrari.
Oh, you can hear the cheers from pit wall in the RB garage at the moment. The boys are absolutely going off. The Battle Cat has just spat his espresso out. He can't believe it. Yusuf Goat, pole position in Brazil. Amazing there. His teammate P6 at the moment. So he's got a little bit of work to do, checkered flag, to get through the field and give his teammate Yusuf a bit of support there. But that's fantastic racing there from the RB boys. You saw them absolutely working together. The strategy, they called it yesterday. It's the same thing today so far. They've just got to put it together in the race. Well done there, boys.
Yeah, excellent lap by Yusuf. The teamwork from his team principal helping him secure the pole when he needed it. He was on track coming out of Sector 2 to get it anyways, but checkered flag helping him secure that pole for good. Yusuf Goat's pole is fully his, and he will now do his best to make good use of that in the race. If you ignore Yusuf's lap, let's see how many drivers were within a second. 14, even if you include Yusuf Goat's lap. A fairly tight qualifying, not as tight as the other two tiers, but you just have to think some drivers are a different breed, just a peg above the rest.
Yeah, so P2 to P5, I think it was less than a tenth there, Ashton. So just amazing from the boys there, fighting it out to the death. And of course the GOAT, didn't get knocked off the top of the perch at the mountain, and he'll take this race away, and hopefully the boys can get off clean and we see a nice good start to this race.
Yeah, obviously nothing from what we saw earlier. A little bit of a chaotic start there, even when the race was already red flagged. That's probably why it was so chaotic. But we now wait for all these drivers to pick their strategy, pick those fuel loads to the best of their abilities. Really, you don't want to be running out of fuel, like I believe I think it might have been Creator Series F2 at Interlagos, where I saw somebody run out of fuel on the final lap, and Big T-Mac gaining a position from that. Not racing today is T-Mac, but he does have some teammates from other leagues racing here. He'll be watching out for them, but we will be watching out for Yusuf Goat, Checkered Flag, and Meowsy. Also GLX Cam, but he's a bit of a slow guy, so we're not sure how much we'll see of him. 5 lights, well, it's a long hold, a little green flash, and away we go. It seems that Yusuf Goat has got the better start. McJamie going side by side with Sir Joshy, already wheel to wheel racing, heading into turn 1. Websy trying to make it stick around the outside of Aiden Riziums, now has the inside line and can pull fully ahead. KLX and Farmer Sam swapping places, so is Sawsity and K5M5, but Yusuf Goat weaving to break the toe, leads through turn 1, now through turn 4. Yusuf making good use of pole position, able to hold that pole. Let's have a look at the tyres, see what everyone has chosen. It's mediums for everyone except GLX Cam and Claps, hards and softs for them respectively, but we will most likely see a medium soft strategy, I'm imagining, because these tier 1 blokes do like to go harder compound first. But Yusuf already pulling out a bit of a lead. GOAT activities from the V-Cubs, 7/10. There is a little bit of battling in that midfield. It's Toddy and Apollo Pepsi going side by side. Toddy making the wise choice just to back out. It's hard to go side by side through that flat out corner. You don't want to lose too much time. Apollo already 6 tenths behind. But look at Yusuf Goat's advantage. If he gains 2 more tenths through the next couple turns, he will be out of DRS, but McJamie reeling him back in a little bit. Obviously a little bit lower wings, maybe a little bit more ERS deployment for the Ferrari, but he is safely within DRS now. Yusuf is not gone.
Chill pills off.
Inside of turn 3 there for Chill Pill. Not sure what happened, Joseph. Do you have any news?
Liquid Jake has just gone in the back of his teammate Finn's. I'm sorry there. Yep, in the Williams. So the teammate's having a little bit of difficulty just getting sorted through turn 4 there. And as you see, Chill Pill going up on the inside of Liquid Jake just to take advantage there. But I think Chill Pill was fighting with Aussie 2K Goat. I didn't actually see the incident, but I did see him running wide in turn 2.
Yeah, Chill Pill now missing an M plate, as we briefly saw earlier. The front right M plate missing for Chill Pill. We might see an early box onto the hards. We might see him just try to claw back with DRS. GLX Cam Speaker DRS nearly out of DRS range. I believe he is actually out of DRS range now. Those hard tyres not flicking on for the Ferrari driver, but we now have Mick Jamie and Sir Joshi side by side through turn 1 and 2, but the inside line on this game is so dominant. Look at Sir Joshi come back. They'll both have DRS on Yusuf. Fighting between these two is exactly what the V-Carb driver wants. He wants them to be held up as Sawsity pulls into the pits. A new front wing, it appears, for him. Not ideal onto hards for the rest of this race unless we have a safety car intervention. But Sir Joshi up into P2. We saw that battle with McJamie Dodge. He was forced onto the outside for turn 2, but he made the inside work for turn 3. Taking the outside line in this game is just so disadvantageous, I believe.
That's the word. Yep. We've got Aiden resumes in P6, trying to go up the inside of checkered flag there. I believe it was turn 8, or maybe it was turn 10 actually. It was turn 10 up on the inside, but just couldn't pull off the move. Checkered flag, looking to put a bit of pressure on Websy from the start of this race. And McJamie Dodge trying to get that place back off Sir Joshi so he can put some pressure on Yusuf, who's had a pretty clean start to this race. Midfield, it looks like Apollo, Pepsi and Toddy. They've sorted themselves out a little bit. Toddy just having to concede as they go past lap 4 at the moment. And looks like KLX, Cam, and he's fallen a little bit off the pace there, but had a chance to overtake Brokevegan early and couldn't get the move done.
Yeah, KLX and Chillpill both pulling into the pits. Obviously, Chillpill thinks he's not able to manage that missing end plate. KLX must have had some damage as well. Himself, Chillpill, and Sawsity all forced onto the hard tyres. Sawsity pitting once again. Obviously, he does not like those hards. As we have a Red Bull off track, it's Apollo Pepsi.
Oh no!
Oh, claps. What's happened here?
Yep. He's DNF'd. I'm not sure what's happened. Coming out the pits, maybe?
It appears that way. Or maybe he just had a tank stopper coming out of turn 3. I don't believe he pitted. Soft tyres, 3 laps for him, but we do have a safety car, a saving race for Sawsity. Otherwise, he was well and truly gone.
Yeah, I was thinking Sawsity may have just retired from the race there, coming into the pits for the second time. But yep, he definitely gets a reprieve there, so he'll be able to join at the back of the pack on some fresh tyres.
Yeah, Battlecat wants an onboard with Lebsy. We might go on board with him just after this safety car race restart. But for now, we'll ride on board with him. Not much to cover, but we do have a lot of pitters. Look at all these blokes going onto hards. Obviously, they want that pit stop out of the way. They don't think that the 10-15 laps you do on those mediums from here on out is worth that pit stop time. Obviously, fresh hards compared to 4-lap-old mediums might not be as big of a tyre delta as it would be to fresh mediums and fresh hards, but it will be GLX Cam's job to not hold everyone up. He is still on those 4-lap-old hards.
Yeah, that's right. Look, if you remember yesterday in the T2 race, the likes of Battlecat pitted early, and I can still hear Checkered Flag saying the strategy for the RB boys yesterday, it was to stay out because those hards just didn't last long. And Battlecat, you could see as the race wore on, checkered flag. Sorry, it was dark and shadow on those much fresher tyres. Overtook him really easily with a few laps to go. So, yeah, interesting to see how this one plays out today.
Yeah, everyone pitting, who did pit, now catching up to the safety car. Saw that he on the back foot a little bit. I think his idea is to go medium and then medium again. He did have that brief one-lap stint on hard, so he will be able to run that softer compounder tyre to the end of the race, whereas everyone else will need a stint on hards except GLX Cam, who can go onto the mediums safe and sound. But the top 7 all on mediums, including 2 Alpines. No other teammates have made the same choice though, except those Alpines. If that choice is staying on the hards, you do have the likes of actually, I'm not sure if anyone both pitted. Oh, the Williams both pitted, but apart from that, it appears. Oh, and the 2 Aston Martins both did pit, but apart from that, it does seem like everyone else has gone split decision to their teammate, except those Alpines, which I mentioned.
Yep, interesting to see how the Alpines are going to sort out their strategy as the race goes on, obviously side by side at the moment. And yeah, you wouldn't want to pit at the same time going onto those hards. So they'll have to just sort themselves out as we get through a few more laps. But yeah, so let's see how quickly checkered flag in P9 on 1 lap old hards. Let's see how quickly he can catch GLX Cam on the 5 lap old hards, and then of course the medium runners from P7 onwards. You'd probably say within, 5 laps, maybe 4 laps, checkered should have a really strong advantage over those medium runners. Yeah, maybe about 5 laps time. So anyway, we'll see how it pans out. But yeah, who would you probably give the advantage to at this point, Ash?
At this stage, Yusuf has looked incredibly strong. The 2 blokes behind him, Mick Jamie and Sir Joshy, don't seem to be working that well together. But Yusuf now gets to control this pack. He'll try to catch the Sauber sleeping, leaving, and he finally goes as the pit wall starts. Hasn't caught Sir Joshy napping that much, but McJamie and Lebsy side by side into turn 1. Lebsy inside, outside, but he's still keeping a tyre in it. He can now go onto the inside. As I mentioned earlier, that outside line is so bad, and McJamie dodge, losing out to Aiden Riziums as well, who followed Lebsy through on that inside line, but Yusuf Goat still holds the lead. So Joshy P2, Lebsy up into P3, Aiden Riziums P4, McJamie losing a couple more positions down into P5, the 2 Alpines together. And GLX Cam's pace, once again, not top notch, already 7/10 off the Alpine in front. Checkered flag will be absolutely busting to get past that Ferrari that he's seen the rear wing of so many times, whether it's McJamie or a bit more uncommonly a GLX Cam. But Josh Rozocklin getting quite close to McJamie. We'll have to see if he can pull off that overtake heading into turn 1, but checkered flag finally getting past Cam. Cam holding up people a lot. The Battle Cat playing some dirty tricks here. He is an absolute boat in a straight line compared to these other drivers, and that has given checkered flag already a 1 second gap. Broseph, it's November, but...
This is heart in your mouth stuff right now. Finns is absolutely on a flyer. He's up 7 positions from the start of this race. GLX Cam is up 6, but he's under a lot of pressure from these guys on the fresher tyres at the moment. You've got Broke Vegan, Aussie 2K Goat getting up on the inside. They're up in a P11. Nice move there from the OG. Well done. Oh, Broke Vegan coming in like a missile. Finns has to take avoiding action on the inside. Up in a turn. Oh, little bit of how do you do there from the boys. Scrapping it out. 4 positions in the mid-pack at the moment. Up further the field, it looks like the boys have just sorted themselves out after this safety car restart. It's been a crack of a race so far. What are you saying, Ashton?
Absolutely amazing. There's a lot of action. I wouldn't call it amazing. There has been a lot of contact. Liquid Jake closing the door on Chill Pill. We may see that in the steward's room after the race, but we do have Sir Joshy possibly looking for a move on Yusuf Goat heading into turn 4. He'll have that DRS once again on board with the vacuum cleaner. DRS open. Will he use overtake? Yes, he will, who moves to the inside, looking to overtake Yusuf. He just tucks in, looking for a bit of a switchback. Sir Joshy getting a bit sideways on exit, but he's able to control it, and the Sauber now leads the race. He won't want to hold up Yusuf too much, however, otherwise he could fall victim to himself and Labsy. Aiden Rizium's, however, going for a move around up the inside, now forced around the outside. If he can keep a wheel in there, he'll get the move done, and that's exactly what he does on the inside, forcing Websy to go for the switchback. He tries, but he just isn't able to. Broseph definitely enjoying these moves by Aiden, but Yusuf now, he'll be back on the attack on Sir Joshy. He'll have his rear wing open, looking to chase down that kick Sauber. He might be a bit closer, but he might do what Sir Joshy did and just wait to turn 4. If he overtakes now, Sir Joshy will get a rebuttal, maybe braking a bit earlier, but no. Yusuf going for the move. Sir Joshy, a little bit of a switchback. He'll be focusing on the better exit. He'll have the DRS now. He'll have the slipstream. Himself and Yusuf, similar battery levels. Sir Joshy once again pulling to the inside into turn 4, and Yusuf once again relegated to P2. Once again has Websy nipping on his heels. Websy getting that position back on Aiden Rizium's while we were watching that lead battle, and just look how close this front pack is on the mediums. Everyone within 1 or 2 tenths of each other except K5, M5. Josh going a little bit deep. Buster probably doesn't want to see these two blokes squabbling too much. Chill Pill picking up a warning through turn 2, probably just cutting the apex curb a little bit. But once again, just like last lap, it will be Yusuf's turn to attack.
Yeah, no doubt about it there, Yusuf. Joshy going back and forth here. You've got checkered flag. Yusuf's teammate in P8 at the moment is 1.2 seconds off this pack in front, and there's a train from P1 to P7. So Yusuf P8, if he can just close this gap, and I think he will with the guys squabbling a little bit in front of him. But he's got Farmer Sam up on his outside there. The Aston Martin, if you don't mind, just taking that position back there from checkered. So these two boys having a little squabble of their own. You've got Apollo Pepsi just on the back of checkered flag as well. So he'll be introducing himself to the party shortly, and it looks like Toddy's he's at a moment somewhere because he's fallen off the pack in P14. You've got Finns getting the move done on Aussie 2K Goat. So it's all happening all over the place at the moment. But Websy, Aiden, you've got to say Aiden, he's not going to die wondering today. You'd think he'd be a little bit more conservative with the leaders in Tier 1, Websy and McJammy and the likes around him. But Aiden is just, if there's a move there, he's pulling the trigger and he's pulling it off. So fantastic racing from the young man.
Yeah, Yusuf Goat learning his lesson. He waited to get that move done into turn 4, but now Sir Joshy will be able to go on the attack. Coming out of Glock corner, he has had a decent exit. Yusuf with a bit of a bigger lead, but he now has 2 DRS zones to catch up to the GOAT, does Sir Joshy. Heading into turn 1, Yusuf using none, forcing Sir Joshy into a move. He goes down the inside, but if he's not careful, and he wasn't careful enough, because Yusuf will be able to get him. He was ahead at the DRS detection point, so Yusuf will have that DRS using the slipstream, giving Sir Joshy a taste of his own medicine. Back around the outside, Sir Joshy trying to keep a wheel in it, but forced back into P2. Websy currently sitting in P3 will want to burst out into P2. You always want to be P2 in the train because it gives you that opportunity to go P1. But if you're sitting P3, P4, P5, P6, like these boys are doing in this train, it's really hard to pull off overtakes unless you have a major pace advantage.
Yeah, that's true, Ashton. You've got to say Sir Joshy having the race of his life this weekend. Well, it enters anyway. He's had 1 top 5 finish this season, and today looking podium bound. So can the Kick Sauber continue this one right to the end? He's had a great start at this race and going back and forth with the GOAT, and Websy about 2.5 tenths behind him now. So really good racing out here from the boys early on. You've got looks like checkered flag has just split those Alpines and Farmer Sam, so this battle's continuing on a bit further down. Plenty of action happening as they go through turn 2 at the moment. Or a little bit of a slide there from K5, M5 there in the Alpine in P9 at the moment. These guys, you've got to say, in the Alpines, had a bit of a scratchy start to the season. But you've got to say they've climbed their way back up and they're performing pretty nicely in the eyes of their TP Buster, as I've spoken to recently.
Yeah, Buster in chat saying work together, but K5M5, his tyres must have hit a cliff because he is falling off. These boys will be approaching around 30%. I can see the tyres like exactly for most of these drivers, but I'm not going to go out here spoiling that information because I'm sure Battlecat is in the Twitch chat. He will be around, but we once again are in a situation where it's Sir Joshy's turn to attack, as we have Broke Vegan having a spin on the hards, maybe not able to harness the skill of No TC, as Yusuf dropping into third. As we had a quick look at Broke Vegan, now up into first. Sir Joshy wanting to back out a little bit, he's pushing Aiden wider a bit. Yusuf in P2 once again. He'll be going around the outside of Websy. Websy side by side with Yusuf. Obviously, oh no! Yusuf turning in a bit when Aiden was there. We could see that in the steward's room. If it gives Aiden a position, from what I saw, that could be a 5-1 for Yusuf. I'm not 100% sure though. But these boys continue to squabble. Websy moving up from P3 into P1 in that Papaya McLaren, looking to set the podium as it was in the sprint. A Papaya 1-2 would be amazing. I'm not sure it's going to happen with Toddy in the car, but we'll have to see. Maybe Toddy can pull out a miracle performance and bring home a 1-2 from McLaren. But we'll just have to wait for the remaining 22 laps of this race to pan out. Yusuf once again in a position where he can attack on Websy heading into turn 1. He just bides his time though, getting nice and close to Websy, looking to prioritise exits, sticking to the left so he can go flat out through 2. Now using all of that track, he'll be using the little bit of overtake he has left. Himself and Websy similar levels. We're seeing the same scenes as last lap, but Yusuf just backing out. So Joshy losing out to Josh Razokla. The battle of the Joshes happening for P4 and P5, and Checkered Flag is now fully in the party. So is Apollo Pepsi, so is Farmer Sam. Those blokes now on with a chance of a decent finish. It just depends. Do these medium runners go hard or do they go soft? We'll have to see which compound of tyre they want to choose. Obviously the hard can easily get them to the end with no tyre wear issues, but those softs did look quite good in qualifying. We'll have to see how they go in a race.
Yeah, no doubt. So the championship leader in P3 at the moment, but Websy looking to retain that position at the top in the Tier 1 standings, currently leading this race, with Yusuf Goat looking to make a move but thinking better of it, just tucking back inside. And Josh Riz in P4 in the Alpine absolutely took the most advantage of that little incident there with Yusuf and Aiden Risms in the Haas. And so Josh up into P4 with Checkered not too far behind, about 4/10 at the moment, and Farmer Sam up into P6, also taking advantage of that little squabble a few laps ago. Aiden in P7 just having to bide his time, and Apollo Pepsi in P8 at the moment in the Red Bull.
Yeah, Yusuf Goat taking the lead back off Lebsy. I saw a little glimpse of that as I was seeing what Sir Joshy went on to. It is the hards. Maybe if someone like Lebsy can extend a little bit, save the tyres, maybe he can go soft to the end. But we'll have to see. You need to pit around a lap 25 on the mediums to get the softs to work. But unless SC, it will be between Checkered and Farmer Sam, says Scotty. Checkered Flag, as we discussed at Coda, without a race win, Yusuf, Websy and McJammy Dodgers. Yusuf gets 10 seconds for speeding into the lane.
Yeah, look, it's a really tricky entry here at Brazil into pit lane, so that's going to be massive. He's going to absolutely hope for a safety car and serve that in pit lane, because that's a cut and dry, I'm pretty sure, those ones. So Yusuf has just got to accept that, he's got to swallow it, and he's got to get on with the rest of his race.
Yeah, Checkered Flag, his teammate though, in a good position. Scotty in chat saying rip Yusuf. He did say earlier it will be between Checkered and Sam, and that is how things are looking unless we have a safety car. But maybe K5M5 or Sawsity will probably pit back onto the mediums he used for 1 or 2 laps, but K5M5, he should be pitting this lap unless he's really trying to get into soft area. But look at Finn's go up from, how many positions
P19.
has he gained? 15
He was up
positions.
from P19. Yep.
That is
So,
a
amazing.
very good recovery drive from
Finn's is on one this afternoon in that Williams. You're not wrong. Fantastic so far.
Yeah, a wonderful performance. K5M5 pulling into the pit lane. Sawsity will have to pit again as well. Going on to hards is probably the call. He should have sticked on those hards instead of boxing back for mediums. Unless we get a safety car, then Sawsity could somewhat be a genius, but it does not look like we'll see a safety car just yet. This racing has been nice and clean. Cam saying that he ruined the Sir Joshy undercut. Possibly. Zox, I believe Zox and Joshy are friends off the track, so maybe a bit biased.
I wouldn't say ruined. I was on board with Sir Joshy going on his outlap on those hards, and Cam was just holding his line nicely. I think if Sir Joshy really wanted it, he probably could have sent it a little bit earlier than a couple of corners to go. But yeah, I think Sir Joshy had the right idea pitting early, and I still think it's going to work to his advantage. We'll see.
Yeah, checkered flag now going for the move on Farmer Sam. Sam taking that wider line to get DRS back into turn 4. We'll see if checkered flag regrets his decision to pass Farmer Sam here. Maybe he needs to do what his teammates started doing and waiting to turn 4, but he does have a nearly 4.5 tenth gap back to Farmer Sam. We'll have to see how quickly the Aston Martin can close in. Not quick enough. We're already braking for turn 4. Farmer Sam did get quite close, but not close enough to draw alongside, not close enough to get that win done. Apollo Pepsi has 10 seconds for speeding in the lane. Finns will currently finish on the podium starting from P19 if things stay like this. Farmer Sam now dropping a bit off checkered flag. Bit of a yawn.
Yeah, don't look now, but the two Mercedes, P5 and P6, of course, working together. These guys know each other very well. Aussie 2K GOAT, of course, the team principal for Mercedes, and KLX, who was Tier 1 last season's champion at Inters Racing League, KLX being the bridesmaid the 3 seasons before that to Oscar King, otherwise known as Prince, one of the GOATs of online racing. So good to see the Mercedes boys in Tier 1 fighting up at the pointy end of the points in Brazil.
Yeah, maybe if you're a Mercedes driver, that would be excellent to see. But as a Red Bull driver, I'd actually prefer them to not score points at all.
Yeah, that's fair. I think Red Bull's just overtaken Mercedes on the overalls, Ashton.
Yeah, which is why I don't want them to score points, because I don't want to be overtaken. However, there is Alpine 100 or so points up the road. Maybe that could be the goal for the Red Bull drivers or the Mercedes drivers. I know it's a goal for at least one of them, but Sawsity, he's getting nice and close on those mediums, aging well it seems. We'll have to see if he can make them last to the end. It will be a very, very tough ask. I imagine he will be a bit into puncture territory, but you never know. But if he does pit back...
Oh, Finns has spun! Turn 13, 14, I believe. Really unfortunate. He's had half a spin at least.
Yeah, at the same time, checkered flag getting one up on Farmer Sam, but Farmer Sam having a rebuttal into turn 4. He is a lot closer than he was before. Checkered flag might be forced to defend. He's gaining, but he must not be using ERS. Checkered flag might be. They relatively had the same gap, so things will just continue on from there. But what other action do we have? Aussie 2K GOAT and KLX quite close to each other. They are now leading that little train. Finns with a spin. Obviously they'll be looking to DRS swap, maybe catch up to Apollo Pepsi. They have a at least one of them has a podium at the moment anyways, but they'll be looking to get that on track. Apollo Pepsi, you never know, he might have been bumped into the pit lane. He could get that penalty removed. You never know at Inters, so you just got to pretend like nobody has a penalty sometimes and just continue on racing until the very last lap. Checkered flag getting passed by Farmer Sam. Checkered flag will be looking to get him back into turn 4 though, a bit deep for Farmer Sam, but he seems to have gotten a little bit of a better exit than Checkered flag. If Farmer Sam is a bit lazy on the ERS, what happened?
Sorry, just the Saucity and the Haas was coming quickly into turn 1 on both the Mercedes, who formed a brick wall, you've got to say, to make sure that they boxed the Haas driver out, and in doing so, clipped each other. And one of the Mercedes went a little bit sideways into turn 2, and it was sorry, Ash, I didn't mean to gasp so deeply there.
You're all good, because nothing actually did end up happening in that lead battle. I mean, Checkered flag is quite close at the moment. He's coming back to that DRS straight. Obviously, the laps here at Interlagos very, very quick, so we can always find some action. But someone to keep an eye on, McJamie Dodge. He is now the lead car. McJamie Dodge and Websy now the lead cars pretty much on hard tyres, unless Yusuf Goat has a very, very, very good reason to get his penalty removed. Checkered flag once again leading into turn 1. Will we once again see them hold position through turn 4? Farmer Sam looking quite close. He is gaining a bit. He did charge up battery a bit over that last lap. He's now using DRS but not battery. He just wants to sit behind and wait for the big straight. Instead, I imagine that the nerves will be high for Checkered flag, never having won a league race before, probably robbed a little bit at Coda. It would have been very close, but who knows? You never know how things panned out. They just pan out the way they happen, and you can't change them. Yusuf Goat will know that very well with that 10-second time penalty. So will Apollo Pepsi. He's extending that gap back to the Mercedes a little bit. Maybe if he continues this form, he could get out of 10 seconds. It will be a tough ask though, because those Mercedes will be able to DRS swap each lap. They'll be in a VC together. I imagine they'll be able to work together and catch back up to Apollo Pepsi. Maybe that gap is something to keep one eye on. Something else to keep an eye on, however, is Farmer Sam. Checkered flag just letting him go. They're DRS swapping, trying to get away from the Red Bull behind. Checkered flag and Farmer Sam both pitting under that early safety car onto hards, and that seems to have been the call. Farmer Sam probably too far in front for Checkered flag to think about a move into turn 4. He is gaining a little bit, but not by enough, as we've mentioned. Saucity, he finally pitted onto the hard, so mediums not the go for the Ecuadorian, I believe, Haas driver.
We can get on board Sir Joshi at the moment. So Toddy is putting in Sergio Perez drive in Brazil for his teammate Websy up ahead. So we saw Toddy let through Websy and McJamie, who are absolutely battling the two Tier 1 championship leaders at the moment, and looks like Toddy is just boating up a little bit here, keeping Sir Joshi off the pace and letting these two boys go at it. So interesting tactics playing out here in Brazil.
Yeah, maybe Toddy trying to get a bit of a buffer to Websy. Obviously, Toddy isn't that full-time McLaren driver, so maybe he's just a really nice guy taking one for the team. I'm sure Devastator in chat will be lapping this up. Zox. Devastator wants an onboard with Saucity. Zox wants an onboard with Websy. So let's just, I guess we got to go onboard with Saucity for a bit, because that's what people want.
Yeah, he's 12 seconds off the pace at the moment, but interesting to note with Saucity, when he pitted 2 laps ago, instead of those mediums that you thought he may have go on for that second stint, the medium, he's opted for those hards, which were 1 lap old, Ashton. So I would have thought he would have gone with the meds, but he's gone with the hards. Obviously, he prefers that tyre.
Yeah, maybe the meds in his first stint not working as well as he would have liked. We'll stick on board with him until we jumped back on board with him. Then we will go with Websy more around where the action is. Yusuf, we're going to get past Vince. He's joined up to that train led by the Mercedes. They'll be able to manage that well and DRS swap But
yeah, here comes Yusuf. He's on the back after Finn's got a little bit loose in the rear end. Coming around turns 14 and 15 now, so this is where it's at. We've got 10 laps to go here, Ash.
Yeah, we'll have to see how Websy is able to manage this, because obviously Yusuf, with that 10-second time penalty, those hards are looking mighty strong as well. He might be able to cut his way through the field, maybe secure a podium. He'll want to get as many cars between him and McJeremy Dodge as possible in their intense championship fight. At the moment, I believe it would only be a 1 or 2 point swing towards Lebsy, so he'll want to realistically get to the front of this queue, but McJeremy Dodge isn't far behind either. He'll be able to get through soon, as Yusuf going up the inside of Finn's, cutting him off a little bit, forcing him on the inside. Websy going around the outside, one of the few times it's been able to work this game. Those hard tyres shooting Finn's in the foot a little bit. McJeremy Dodge following Websy through. That is not what the McLaren wants. The McLaren wants to be able to get past 2K Goat. Yusuf able to win out in the battle of the goats, as Finn and McJeremy go side by side a little bit. Obviously McJeremy, he'll be forced onto the outside line given Finn's is on the inside, so it could be quite hard for him if they keep battling. That is not good for McJeremy. Aussie 2K and Websy side by side.
Absolutely, yep. Websy had a nice run on Aussie 2K Goat, and approaching turn 1 he saw KLX a little bit wide, so on the inside Websy went for it and got the move done. There was a little bit of contact, but it was nice and clean. As you see, McJeremy Dodge giving KLX the same treatment there, going through turn 4 up on the inside. Really nice move there. McJeremy Dodge obviously doesn't want to let Websy get too far away, and he wants to stay within that DRS.
Yeah, obviously McJeremy Dodge, he is battling quite intensely at the moment for this chip. He'll want to be following Websy through at every opportunity. He needs to not let Websy get too far ahead. If he can just follow Yusuf Goat and DRS swap with him, he could be on for a podium, and the gap differences between the podium places are a lot more intense than the ones in the midfield. Farmer Sam getting ahead of checkered flag. These two will be battling. Farmer Sam, he's got a couple league race wins under his belt. Checkered flag with a fat 0. He'll be looking to up that to 1. He doesn't want any more donuts on his stat sheet.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, so, look, the closest margins at the moment, you've got to say mid-pack at the moment, you've got Finn's right behind Aussie 2K Goat, and you've got Sir Joshi in the Kick Sauber P10 at the moment, right behind Finn. So these boys are really pushing at the moment, trying to get these positions to accumulate as many points as possible. And the Mercedes, you've got to say, both inside the top 8 at the moment, still side by side, or one behind the other, and they're doing really well. Just matching the pace for these guys. Obviously on a lot older tyres. KLX has just fallen out of DRS now, so is there any chance that these guys think about pitting?
I don't think so. If at this stage, with the buffer that you have, if you're someone like Checkered Flag or Farmer Sam, it's not worth pitting unless you do have that late safety car. But with how clean these guys have been, I don't think that's coming. Farmer Sam, he's looking a lot closer. Broke Vegan in front might be able to help him out a bit, but he doesn't go for the move. So maybe the Aston Martin will help out his teammates' foe. Checkered Flag, a fan. Oh, that is a spun car at turn 1. That spins. Once again, having a spin. Not
he's
ideal
really,
for the Williams.
No, he's really getting the most out of those tyres. As you said just before, that's his second spin, and I think it was about lap 12 on those hards. So, yeah, squeezing the life out of those with all those positions that he's gained, Ash.
Yeah, it's... Finn's, he's had a good race, but unfortunately a couple of spins have undone that progress a little bit. Still up 7 positions. That's about to go down 1. However, Aiden Rizium's getting past on those fresher hards. Checkered Flag losing out to Farmer Sam once again. But the thing to watch out for will be how quickly the likes of Yusuf Goat and Websy can get past can get past Apollo Pepsi, because in clear out, I reckon these guys can easily catch that 7.5 seconds, but we'll just have to see how they manage it. They've got a 12 lap tyre advantage. That percentage is roughly around 15 to 20% on those blokes in front. Most of these guys still haven't hit that 25% cliff, whereas the people in front will be approaching that 40% cliff. It's going to be quite tough for Farmer Sam and Checkered Flag at this stage if a Poly Pepsi doesn't hold up these guys much. But Yusuf Goat already slicing his way through like a warm knife in butter, absolutely dismantling Apollo Pepsi's defense into the first hairpin. Websy getting him into the second one. McJeremy Dodge will get him into Glock corner, maybe on the straight. He's pulling to the inside, but he just has to wait till the straight. Websy will now be looking to get towed along by Yusuf Goat a little bit. Yusuf very strong around Brazil, it seems. But let's have a look at this lead battle for a second. Checkered Flag and Farmer Sam both battling it out. I'm sure a lot of blokes in this chat will want Checkered Flag to win, get his first league race win. He's been in Olify, he's really consistently fast, but he just hasn't been able to put it all into one and finish atop the podium. It's going to get very interesting. Farmer Sam might just sit behind until the last lap. We'll have to see how he goes about it. Maybe if Farmer Sam re-overtakes him, it could be an idea from Checkered Flag to just wait until lap 35, going on to lap 36, onto that final lap, make that move. But are they thinking that far ahead yet, or do they just want to keep swapping and then properly fight it out on the final lap? It's around this time where these lads will start to think about saving battery for that final lap, as there's a yellow flag in the middle sector. That doesn't seem like anything too major, maybe just a bit of snap on the throttle out of exit from one of the Mercedes, but who knows. Farmer Sam now looking for an overtake on Checkered Flag. He goes down the inside on the straight and is able to pull it off.
Yeah, no, it was the Aston Martin that broke Vegan getting out of the way there with that yellow flag at the end of Sector 2 there. So, yeah, amazing as we come to the end of this race. Not many laps to go, but as you said, Checkered Flag looking for his debut win in Tier 1 all time, I believe. So, him and Farmer Sam has really come from nowhere. The second half of this race has really worked out for him. I mean, I don't want to say nowhere. He was always thereabouts early on at the start of this race, but to be 7 seconds in front, fighting it out with Checkered Flag, tremendous job from those two, and it'll come right down to the end. You'd imagine you've got Yusuf on 12-lap fresher tyres, but 7 seconds, I just don't know if he's going to be able to close that gap. You've got Websy in P4, right behind him in the McLaren. McJamie Dodge, of course, right behind Websy, and those two fighting it out for P1 in the overalls. And there's only 4 races remaining after this, so every single point is going to count. You've got Apollo Pepsi, who I've got to tip my hat to. He's just a commendable driver. I just see his etiquette. Tremendous racecraft. Well done. Sir Joshy closing the gap. He's closed about 7/10 to that pack in front of him over the last lap, Ash. So he's really trying his best to pull himself back up there into the podium positions, but you'd have to say probably a top 5, the best that he could probably do here today.
Yeah, Yusuf a bit unlucky with that penalty. It means Websy now on track for a podium. McJeremy on track for P4. The difference between P3 and 4 is bigger than something like P10 and 11. So these lads will be glad that, or well, maybe not McJeremy, but Websy will be glad that he got through the field a little bit more than he could have. But Checkered Flag at this rate, it will be him leading, then Farmer Sam leading, then he'll take the lead back on the final lap if they swap every lap. But it might be in Checkered Flag's interest at the moment to sit behind Farmer Sam until lap 35, make your move on the main straight, heading onto lap 36 and defend for your life on the final lap. Or maybe he wants to go for the drag race to the line. Finn's picking up 3 seconds. We'll just have to see how this lead battle unfolds though. It seems like he could be going down the inside. That's what he does. The cards are now in Farmer Sam's hands. What does he want to do? We will find out shortly.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We're absolutely going to find out. So if we can just try and get inside the mind of Checkered Flag at the moment. So not only does he feel the pressure from trying to secure his first race win here, but also he's the team principal for RB. So every point is going to count, and Fins has picked up a 10-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane. I don't think that's going to matter too much with him down in P14 at the moment, but as I said, checkered flag. Now, has he got the championship mind here where he can just pull all that aside, concentrate on what's in front of him and get the job done here? Because, look, I know he's been working extra hard behind the scenes to pull out every single advantage that he can for his drivers. I know Loaded Rifle and the boys alike have been working really hard together, and they're cheering each other on. They're in engineering every weekend, trying to get the best out of each other. So this will be one hell of a celebration. You've got Farmer Sam and the Aston Martin. He's about 4.5 tenths off as they're coming into lap 35.
Yeah, the cards are now well and truly in Farmer Sam's hand. Does he want to go at the end of this lap and let Checkered Flag have the opportunity to get him into turn 4, or maybe get him heading towards the line? Or does Farmer Sam want to just sit back and wait and have a go towards the line himself? This lap is going to dictate this whole race. Webbsy getting ahead of Yusuf Goat. That does not matter. Yusuf has a penalty. What does matter at this stage is Checkered Flag and Farmer Sam. Whether it's for the race win, for the championship, whatever you want. Maybe it's just for Checkered Flag trying to get his first race win. But he now just has to wait and see what Farmer Sam does. A little bit of a mistake. I thought Farmer Sam was going for a move for a second, but he isn't. Checkered Flag will lead heading onto the last lap unless Farmer Sam gets him before the line. We'll have to see what the Aston Martin does.
What I know for sure is that Webbsy and Yusuf are tight behind the scenes, so will it be Yusuf Boat and give Webbsy a bit of a hand here, holding McJammy dodged up as they're just going to approach the line for the second last time here. We are on the final lap, ladies and gentlemen. So Tier 1 Inters Racing League. Interlagos here in Brazil. Farmer Sam in front at the moment in the Aston. Checkered Flag. Can he get his debut win? You've got Webbsy in P3 at the moment. Yusuf Goat holding up McJammy Dodge, you've got to say, as they come into turn 4, but McJammy on the inside. Yusuf squeezing him and going late on the brake. Great performance there. You've got Farmer Sam as well, though, so not sure where to keep up with this action. We should probably do it with the leaders. Farmer Sam behind Checkered Flag. He's got to send it late if he's going to try and pull any move off here as they come into the final stages of this race. This is where he's got to send it. Turn 10 up on the inside. He's not going to do it. I think Checkered Flag here is going to get the job done, Ash. We've been waiting a long time. I've got to say he's one of Inter's favourite drivers here. There's no doubt about it. As he comes into the final few laps, final few turns, Checkered Flag for RB. I think he's going to get his first race win here, Ash. Call him home.
Farmer Sam has one last opportunity. DRS open, but Checkered Flag will cross the line. Farmer Sam draws alongside, but by 0.022 seconds, Checkered Flag gets his first ever league racing win. What a drive from Checkered Flag. What a battle. Farmer Sam got him into turn 1. Checkered Flag, the race winning move into turn 2. Checkered Flag, what a drive.
Unbelievable performance. Oh, I can't believe it. Checkered Flag's done it. The RB team principal there with 0.022 of a second. Oh my goodness. I just, the relief must be sensational. I wouldn't be surprised if he's maybe shedding a tear with emotion, just absolutely erupting from the young man's body. What a win. He's going to be so proud. Yusuf Goat, you've got to say, did a tremendous job as well there with that 10-second time penalty, finishing P6. Farmer Sam, credit to you, mate. Great run there on the way home to finish in P2. Unlucky on the race win. And Webbsy, of course, picking up the final position on the podium there. Fantastic race. Ashton, great call today, mate. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, what a battle. Obviously, pitting for hards under the safety car was the call. But it was a major battle. Farmer Sam can join comms. I'll give him a ring in DMs and put the mic onto the speaker when he decides to talk. But for now, I'll flick these lads a party invite. we are. Oh, we could. Yeah, okay, let's do that instead. Farmer Sam, just hop into the actual comms channel and enters quickly for me, please. We do indeed have Farmer Sam. Whether we want to see if Websy can get in the comments box first.
Yeah, I didn't actually think he was going to get that close as they finished the line there, but geez, what a race, Ash! Tremendous.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. That lead battle was spectacular, at least in my opinion. Those two blokes going at it for the entire time.
We do have Check It in here if you want to take it away.
Let's leave Checker to last. I reckon we'll leave. I reckon we'll save the new race winner till last. We'll see if Websy can join. I'll give him 30 seconds. 30
Copy
seconds
that,
to comms box, or you get.
Not a problem. Look, if I was Checker, I'd probably like the next couple of moments just to let everything settle down. He's probably going a million miles an hour at the moment and still celebrating with the boys in chat. I could imagine the RB boys at the moment are just, they're really going off. So congratulations to them, as I said, in the rundown to the finish of that race. I know they've been working really hard as a team. And there's been a few calls to move a few of the boys up, Dark and Shadow and Rifle and those likes, but yeah, you can't really fault their strategy so far, and yeah, credit to them all for pulling away from Ferrari in the overalls, and I think they've extended their lead once again this weekend.
Yeah, that is what they needed. We do have Websy in here finally, though. I don't know what his mic's muted for because he will be going first. Our P3 finisher, Websy, congratulations on the race. Obviously, we did have that early safety car where the top two pitted onto the hards. Did you consider going onto the hards at all, or did you, or was it always staying out on the mediums for you?
Yeah, of course I considered it, but I weighed up the risk, and if you think about it, if I pit onto the hards and the rest of the grid stays out, then I come out, P19, and there's no chance I even get near P6 or P7, really, so it was just too much of a risk to pit for the hards, but in the end, pretty much everyone behind me stayed out, so, so it probably would have been better to pit, but yeah.
Yeah, obviously, you had that battle with Yusuf and McJamie. You will extend or you will close the gap to McJamie. So I believe it will be very close on points. We are at Miami next week. Do you think you'll be able to maybe extend a championship lead a little bit there?
I'm not sure anyone has really done many laps on Miami in this game, me included, so it'll be a bit of a new experience for everyone, I think. But yeah, I'm not too sure of my pace because I don't think I've done a race in about a year at Miami, so we'll see.
Yeah, obviously you had Yusuf with that 10-second penalty. Were you trying to battle him the whole race, or did you decide just to sit behind and pick up the position at the end?
Well, I was actually trying to work together with him because, of course, me and Yusuf have a very sexual relationship. So, yeah, we just had to work together to keep McJamie
It's
behind.
A bromance, Webbs.
And yeah, we did that quite well. We traded DRS for the last couple laps, and it just made it so that he couldn't get past any of us.
Yeah, congratulations on your P3. Broseph, do you have any questions for the McLaren driver?
What's it like doing it with a goat?
Yeah, it's fun always racing with him. Yeah, he's clean, and yeah, he's just about on pace with me, so we always have great battles together. But this time we were working together instead of battling, but it was still fun, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yusuf did a great job there for his team. It was a shame about the 10-second penalty that he got speeding in pit lane, but yeah, I thought he did well, just giving you a little bit of advantage over Meowie there. So yeah, congratulations, Websy, on P3 today, and of course that should put you, I believe, back in P1 in the overalls. Or
it'll be close.
It might be really close. Yeah, we'll have to have a look, but either way, mate, congratulations, and how are you going to feel about next weekend in Miami?
Sorry, what was that? You might just cut out.
How are you feeling about next weekend in Miami?
Oh, yeah, like I said, it's going to be interesting because I have not done many laps around Miami in a very long time, so I can barely remember how the track goes. So yeah, we'll see how my pace around is around there once we get to next week.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, congratulations on today, and good luck for next weekend, mate. We'll see you then.
Alright, cheers.
So we will now move on to our P2 finisher, the Aston Martin driver of Farmer Sam. Broseph, do you want to lead away the questions for this one?
Sure can, mate. Farmer Sam, outstanding performance today, mate. Really was. As Checkered Flag said in the chat, really admired the way that you've performed over the last, let's say, 4 to 5 races. A lot of improvements there, and today it all really came to fruition, and it was only, less than half a tenth away from race win here today in Tier 1. So got to say congratulations on the improvements, and obviously getting P2. A bit of a shame you couldn't get the race win for Aston Martin. I know your team principal, Ray, would have been cheering you on, and he's probably asleep over in the States right now, but either way, I know he's going to be stoked with that performance. So just talk us through your race there, and how did it pan out for you, mate?
Oh yeah, look, when the safety car came out, I saw that Checkered went into the pits. I was like, you know what, we've got nothing to lose. Down in P6 or something I was in at the time, went in, and then we just worked together. I did have a slight moment though on the safety car restart, locking up into Checkered, so that could have ended both our races, but it didn't. Got to the last lap, had a moment in the final corner, what probably cost me the win, but credit to him to get the win, because, you know, getting that far ahead of the group wouldn't have worked if we didn't work together, and, you know, just very happy where we are.
Yeah, no doubt. Credit to you boys working together, because that's really what it takes, to really get ahead of those guys catching. If you guys are there just battling back and forth, it's not going to help anyone. So credit to the guys out in front, just helping each other and extending that lead and getting the podiums today. Is there anything you want to add, Ash, before we move on to the race winner today?
You, unfortunately, if you're an Aston Martin driver, lost that race by less than half a tenth. You did make the move into turn 1 on the last lap. Did you dice up waiting till doing something like waiting till turn 4 to make your move, or possibly even trying to go for a run towards the line like you did eventually end up doing?
I think it came to mind games with me and Checkered. I think a few laps before that, I could see Checkered wanted that opportunity to have the DRS, even made a move on the inside to try and get me around for it. You know, it was just a bit of good rivalry, I would say, you know, and went for the move on the straight. Looking back at it, was it the right move? Possibly. But yeah, just the run to the line, what do you do when it's that close?
Yeah, obviously unfortunate for you to come up so short. My final question to you, obviously we do have a race at Miami this time next week. Are you feeling confident for the 29 laps around Hard Rock Stadium, or do you feel you need to put in a couple more laps practice than you usually do?
I've done about 5 laps there in the whole game it's been out. So like we've just said, it's going to be a new experience for all of us. And just see what happens, you know. Can't say I'm going to do well because no idea how the track even is.
Yeah, obviously it is a bit of an unknown. But once again, congratulations on your P2. But we will now move on to the main man himself, Checkered Flag. Congratulations on your first ever victory.
Thank you. Before we go, can we just make sure my mic's working? Because I don't think I've done an interview on Discord before.
I'll double check quickly. Let me... Okay.
Yep,
it's
we're good.
Hello.
It is working.
It's working?
Yes.
Yep.
We fucking won! Oh my god! Finally! It happened. I'm so happy. It's not properly setting in yet, as it may sound like, but I'm so damn happy. I mean, the win wouldn't have been possible without Farmer's help, but man, I cannot believe it. My heart was just racing like crazy. And like once lap 35 rolled around, and I just knew Farmer was going to start playing the mind games with me by wanting to sit behind me. So that's when I was like, I don't know. It's not properly set in yet, but like I just can't believe what just happened. After a whole year, it's happened.
Yeah, obviously, congratulations. You've been to OFI many times. You're consistently very fast. So congratulations on your win. Obviously, it came down to the final lap. Were you a bit nervous when Farmer Sam overtook you at turn 1? Did you think you might not have got another move off?
What was that? Sorry, you just cut a bit for me.
Oh, sorry. When Farmer Sam overtook you at turn 1, did you think that you would have been able to get another move off, or do you think, or did you know?
Oh, it was just final lap, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, so I came to the conclusion by lap 28 that I want to be leading the final lap. I want to be second on lap 35 and take the lead on lap 36 and lead the whole way, because I noticed that Farmer wasn't getting good exits on the final corner.
Pause.
So by lap 28, it kind of clicked in my head. It's like, okay, he's not getting good exits. I found that being second wasn't really the quickest way. I don't know, I just felt like I was struggling final corner as well as Farmer did. So it kind of clicked in my head lap 28. It's like, okay, I should probably be leading this last lap. I didn't, because Farmer decided to just stay back and not overtake me, which was like, okay, here we go. Now the games begin. Fortunately, me and Farmer had worked together so damn well that we had, 7 seconds to the car behind us? Something like that, I don't remember. But we worked together so well that I was like, okay. When he took the lead, I knew for a fact, it's like, okay, I'm just going to burn everything. I had like 100% battery. By the end of turn 3, I was on 8% by the time I got past Farmer again, and then I just put the brakes on and just went into full non mode just to recover as much battery as possible. And then, yeah, lo and behold, Farmer didn't get that good exit on the final corner, and that was just enough to hold on. I didn't think I would be able to get past in turn 3, but I had confidence in my setup because I was running pretty low wing kind of setup, so I knew my straight line would be enough to just get past, so it worked out in the end.
Yeah, obviously we had that early safety car. Did you contemplate not pitting onto those hards? Obviously the hard pit turned out to be the right call, but did a thought flash through your mind to stay out on the mediums?
Well, yeah, a thought flashed through my mind, but the thing is that obviously because me and Yusuf are on comms together and we're teammates, we just thought, what the hell do we have left? What the hell do we have to lose? Might as well just go split strategy, and that's why our RB team works so well, because pretty much in all 3 tiers, our drivers are just so close that we're regularly top 5. And here in Tier 1, me and Yusuf are regularly fighting at the front of the field anyways. So I just thought, obviously Yusuf would get first priority because he's leading the race, and commiserations to him. He was unbelievably good. I loved him. He was so good that race, and once again just gets unlucky. But their group wouldn't have caught us. Sorry, I'm just fumbling with words at the moment. Everything's just flashing through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Congratulations on that race win. My final question before I hand it over to Barosov to wrap up the stream and ask any more questions he has on his lips is, obviously you had an amazing win this week, but do you reckon you can do a repeat at Miami next week?
Yes, I do think a podium's possible. I do like Miami a lot. I don't feel like I'm bad there, but only problem I'd probably complain about is just overheating tyres. That's just one thing I probably will have to fix there. But other than that, I feel really, really confident there. So, yeah, hopefully we can make it two from 2.
Yeah. Congratulations on that win. Barosov, do you have any more questions?
Oh, not really questions, just more. Just wanted to say congratulations, Checkered, mate. Probably as happy, to see you win as you are. Just a massive smile on my face. It's been a long time coming. I remember me and Marty B calling your races for the last few seasons at Inters, and always kind of willing you on, hoping that you'd get over the checkered flag. Don't mind the pun there. For the first time, and yeah, to see it happen today, with as close as finish as it was, and being the team principal for RB and everything that has been up against you this season. As I was calling the race, I was like, oh man, there's so much pressure on him, and it's going to be such a relief if he gets this win, because it's going to mean extra for himself and the team. And so I'm just glad it all came together for you, mate, and enjoy this, enjoy the feeling, enjoy the race win, and good luck to you and the boys for the rest of the season, mate. Well done.
Thank you. I'm just sending the clip now. Should be uploading one. Okay. Oh, never mind. Discord's too low.
Yeah, everyone's hanging on to every word, and yeah, we can't wait to see everything you post there and your reaction over the line. So, yeah, well done, mate. Well done. All right, Ash, you want to take us out of here?